Hi, my name is Jared Bendis and I hunt castles. Back in 2003, I traveled to Ireland for a 2-week solo expedition to travel from castle to castle. This is from Castle to Castle, Ireland. Please note, what you're about to watch was recorded in 2003 on a cheap camcorder with a cheap lens, without the use of a tripod external microphone or any additional crew.
Well, it's Monday morning and it's 9:30 and I've just left my bed and breakfast. It's called the Windmill View Bed and Breakfast, and it's probably called that because as you look behind me, you're going to see that little, what looks like a ruin over there is actually a small windmill. So I'm going to go, the lady says I have to climb the fence. So I'm going to go climb the fence. She said there shouldn't be any cattle in the field, so I should be okay, and go take a better, closer look at it. There's no sign, there's no marker. I wouldn't have known it was a windmill unless she would have told me. Well, it rained for a moment and then it stopped there. I hope it stays dry throughout the day. But standing right behind me is Dunguaire Castle, and I'm about to head into that. A bus just pulled up filled with, it looks like, Russian tourists, so we'll see how busy the castle is when I go inside. You know, this is one of the reasons that I go to castles is for moments like this. And I haven't even been inside this place yet, and I have a feeling it's going to be really touristy. But if you just look around, you know, it's just in the most perfect setting. You've got, you know, the Galway Bay behind you. You've got swans. You've got rocky coast. You've got the castle up on the hillside. You know, it's everything that you want it to be. Well, they certainly didn't have me in mind when they designed this place. I have to put all my stuff away to even sneak around here. But we'll do it. Well, there's a little mild payoff here as it opens up a bit. And there's a big payoff here as you can look out into the world. Don't think of swans as romantic around a castle. I've been close to them a couple of times and they can be extremely vicious. It's also really funny when you ask someone, how tall is your castle? They don't say it's 30 feet tall or 100 feet tall or 4 stories tall. They go, oh, it's 77 steps to the top, or it's 100 steps to the top, or it's 120 steps to the top, because the only thing that you're going to be thinking about the whole time is, you know, counting all the way up and counting all the way down. Well, I got to give this castle some credit. I was actually expecting a little bit less of it, and actually they did a really nice job. They went with sort of a hybrid approach to how they presented it. Where the banquets were extremely dark. I mean, it was really very much an authentic feel, a lot more authentic than the other one. Also, they had a lot of rooms that were set up, and having those set up and then roped off was a nice way of adding some authenticity without actually taking away and making it way too cheesy. Overall, it was really, really nice. Well, I'm standing in a field in Ardrahan or something like that. It's close enough to the city as I can. I stopped into a bed and breakfast. The lady had no idea what the castle that is over my shoulder is. She told me that you could sneak through over here through the fence. She told me it wasn't electric. I made sure to double check first, and so I kind of snuck through. The only thing that worries me even just a tad is that there appear to be cows over there. I'm sort of taking a diplomatic stance with these cows. I figure if I leave them alone, they'll leave me alone, but it seems that I've startled them a bit because they all just kind of stood up and are all staring at me. Well, it appears the cows get the last laugh. No, I didn't step in a cow patty. I avoided all of those. And no, it seems I lost the lens cap to my camcorder out there, and it's a very hard to find item, so I'm going to have to do something with it manually. So, good for you, cows. I hope you enjoy it. Well, I'm standing in the parking lot of Thoor Ballylee, or Castle Ballylee, which is also known as Yeats' Tower because W.B. Yeats lived here. More importantly, right now I am at the toilets. I'm actually at Yeats' toilets, which someone was telling me he's been to a poet's tower. Now he's been to a poet's potty. Heading off into the castle to see what it looks like. I hear it's pretty empty on the inside, but still it's a famous place and famous people lived here. So I guess the big question is how hard is it to think poetic thoughts or to be a poet if you're living in a castle? I think it's get the creative juices flowing, a nice peaceful place out of the way, little moat there for you. It's just wind in the trees. I guess it's kind of nice. The thought of living here really is very, very nice. Then you think about the thought of dusting one and cobwebs and screeching birds in the background. Well, I think I managed to offend the lady at the gift shop. I didn't want to see the audiovisual presentation. I guess it's a 17-minute video they show ahead of time, and I usually don't want to see those. But anyway, here I am. I went to the first floor, and I guess in every room I can press a green button and I'll have a little bit of an audio commentary. So far what I've seen in this room is a bunch of first editions from Yeats, and it's sort of like a little Yeats museum here. This is the bedroom. Clearly, there's a bed. Yeah, I could live here. Lack of running water is a problem, but I could live here. So the sign said mind your head, and as I came out through the doorway, my head went up and my shoulder hit the frame, so it should say mind your head and shoulder. Anyway, this is the roof, the reason I came out here. The steps here are awfully steep, and as you wind down them, you usually hold the handrail with your right hand and the piece of wall with your left hand, so by the time you're done scrolling down the castle, your left hand is filthy and your right hand is, of course, all splintered up. If it's rope or wood, or if it's metal, it could be all burned. It really is quite lovely here, and I can understand why someone would want to live here, even with having to walk all those steps every day. I'm at Athenry Castle, which is actually really neat because the keep, which is behind me, is fairly complete, but there's ruins about as well, so it's kind of half and half here. I guess the gentleman was explaining to me about the various levels of construction here, that this is really 3 layers of construction on it. That used to be a tower. It's ruined now, and then there was a building here, which that was the banquet hall of, and then there would have been another tower. Now I know this would disappoint a lot of people who are visiting a castle, but to me this is one of the best experiences that you can get. It's actually empty. You actually can look around and get a feel for what the space looks like. And they've lit it very nicely. It's not overbearing. It's not crowded with stuff. So you can get a real sense for the size of the place. I've been in places like this when the lights were off, and you'd be surprised just how dark a castle like this can be. You see the holes there. Usually that's where roof joints would be, probably from the first construction, and then when they added it up, they probably added the second roof. You know, one of the reasons that I love going to ruins is because you can actually see how things are built, and ruins are so much more fun because that you can sort of like see, again, like a castle's inside out. What's really nice is I was able to pick up the heritage card, which allowed me to go to a variety of places all over Ireland for free now that I paid for this card. So hopefully later on I'll be using it some more.
Well, thanks for watching, but the adventure's not over just yet. So be sure to like us on Facebook at From Castle to Castle, or visit our website at FromCastleToCastle.com.